It's morning, and that means it's time for Rotten Mornings. The best way to start your morning off rotten.
In 3, 2. Good morning, everybody. We're finally arrived. It's October 1st. This is Rotten Mornings. I'm Scott.
I'm Matt. Welcome to October 1st.
We are here, dude. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. It feels like 3 days ago.
That's now. Wait a minute. 3 days ago, you said it feels like October 1st.
Isn't that crazy, man? I think I was just doing like personal flashback humor. That's just for us.
That's fair. I think it has something to do with the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't understand it, you probably don't understand it.
Guys, if you've been watching our trailers and seen the things that we've been promoting and teasing, you guys should be super pumped about today as well.
Yep, because today is the first day you get to see some stuff coming out from our new category of catalog of things to be coming out.
Yes, and that's the full title of the catalog. Matt, what are people gonna see this evening or this afternoon or today? I don't know when things are coming out. It's crazy. So, what are some of the things that we're gonna be seeing today, Maestro?
Well, today we are going to be releasing a very few things from our new catalog that is going to be coming out all October. So this afternoon you can look forward to the first episode of We Are Not Alone. And later tonight we will have the first episode of Rotten Strips. And I'm sure everybody is just chomping at the bit to figure out what all that's about.
What is that about?
Oh, it's about time to not tell anybody.
Man, I've been very excited to show people some Rotten Strips, and I just, I want people to understand how uncomfortable I was while you were filming me doing that.
Yes. I hope they feel the uncomfort that you felt.
So what's the other one is We're Not Alone. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we're not alone. It's just that Rotten's been reaching out to a bunch of different people from across the states and getting a bunch of stories, some of them personal, some of them just stories that they've heard. And what I do is I take those stories and I put a little music to them and I put a couple of special effects to them and give them all the low res treatment, as it were. And that's what you guys will see. And it's a good. It's fun. It's fun listening to other people's stories. I have some really good ones, though.
Man, I'm really excited about that, and I'll tell you why. In July, I was at a Bigfoot conference, and you get, like, in a Bigfoot conference, you got all these big guys coming in telling, like, the iconic Bigfoot stories. But then they took a break. They just brought people up from the crowd, and they told their stories. And those personal stories, those unpublished, man, that's good.
Man, and I'll tell you this. I just had a guy send me a story from just outside of Pittsburgh. And I don't know if he knew how good he was at telling this story to fit with the kind of like idea that I had with it. But wow, I mean, he left the dramatic pauses exactly where I'm going to put sound effects. Dude, it was perfect.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I like it when things come together like that.
Love
it. So this is a high production value?
I mean, nothing is really high production value, so we're going to kind of stick with that standard.
That's fair. I think we set the bar low and miss it.
Exactly. And you know what? It's like we always say about doing the commercials and doing all the work with the haunts for free. We really want to pump up the haunts, and that's why we offer our services for little to no money. It's because that way they can't hold us accountable for the shit quality that we give them.
I think that's fair. I think that's a really interesting point. I think one of the things that I am most jazzed about the price of what we charge for those things is that even in that, they don't get their money's worth.
No, they do not get their money's worth. Technically, we should probably still be paying them.
That's fair. So, We Are Not Alone. That's coming out this afternoon. Very first episode of our
Yeah.
October series, and then Rotten Strips. That's at 7 tonight.
Yes, 7 o'clock tonight, and I believe we will be going, possibly be going live afterwards for a little small. Just thank you guys for joining us, and give you another little heads up about what to expect to come down the pipeline.
Okay. What time are you planning on going live?
I was thinking maybe about 8 o'clock.
Okay, that sounds good. I will see if I can join you for that, and if I can't join you for that, I definitely want to tune in.
Yeah, if you're not around, it'll Brandy will still be up, so we can kind of do a little thing too, just to kind of welcome the season.
Okay. Well, guys, that's pretty much what we want to talk about. We're super jazzed that today is finally here. Um, in subsequent episodes, we'll be doing reviews of the different shows that we put out. So you can tomorrow morning, you guys can tune in and hear us talking about this episode of We Are Not Alone and Rotten Strips. And stay tuned after this, and you'll hear the first of the cryptid stories, and it should be a pretty good time.
Do you want to put a space between it, and I'll read the commercial that we were given?
Yeah, let's take a quick commercial break.
Okay, all right.
And we're back.
No, I haven't read the commercial yet. Let me read the commercial.
And we're back.
Okay, so.
And we're back. By the way, I was just reading the lyrics to Backhoe theme song.
So, anyways, here's our ad, and we want to thank all of our sponsors for helping us to.
Thank you, Brandy.
So, anyways, yeah. So here's the commercial. Thank you, Brandy.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Oh shit, that's fantastic. Do you have a commercial? Are you doing the commercial?
No, I got nothing now. No, I was just gonna spitball it anyways.
Yeah, well, it's fair enough. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you, Brandy.
I'm a god too. Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our first cryptid story, and I'm really excited to have Matt join me for this one. He will not be a part of all of the ones, but the special ones he will be a part of. So I'm really glad that he's joining me for this one. The one we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the Green Children of Woolpit, which has always been kind of a very interesting story. I've always kind of find it one of those unexplainable mysteries, and Matt could probably tell you more about it.
Oh, listen, I scanned this, and let me just point out a couple of things here. Broad beans.
Okay, that's a thing.
Yeah. Anarchist. These are all the words that are in blue on the wiki link that you sent me. I'm just King Lin. Yeah.
Okay, guys, for those of you who've never heard this story, sometime in the 12th century, there is this legend of these two children. They kind of appeared in this village of Woolpit in Suffolk, England. The strange thing about these two kind of orphan children were that they were green. Their skin was a green color, and it's been described as like a bright green or like a dark green, not like an olive skin tone. Like they had green skin, and they spoke a language that no one else spoke, and they would only eat like raw broad beans. That's all they would eat, and their skin was green. So it's always been kind of a mystery of like where they came from, why they didn't speak, the language. and that's kind of the whole story. There's not a much more to the story than that. They say that eventually they ate other stuff and they lost their green skin color. But up until that, just these two children appear that are green people. So with the green children, there's been a lot of speculation about them, especially the fact that they didn't speak a language that anyone had ever heard, and their skin color was different. Was this the first alien story?
Well, I mean, to me, it sounds like the first baby Yoda story.
Okay, that's fair. What would be the second Baby Yoda story?
The Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
Okay, cool. Now that's a sponsor for the show?
Yeah, well, no, and I probably should never say the D word, but I did.
That's true. You said the D word. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. We're canceled.
Damn you, mouse! No, this is interesting. Okay, so these two kids showed up. They had
Right.
green skin. They spoke another language.
Mm-hmm.
They only ate a very specific food, and so like eventually they fed them. They ate regular food. They started talking normally, and I noticed that uh, once they were baptized, that the boy fell super ill and passed away.
Yes.
So, like, if it is alien, does that have anything to do with anything, or was it just coincidence?
Well, you know that kind of gets into the metaphysical. Are aliens demons, or did we,
Yeah.
did we run into aliens and think, hey, this is a demon because this is the only thing we've ever said is a thing?
Well, isn't that even deeper? Because technically speaking, if the alien isn't a part of the mythos of what we believe to be demon, then why would our belief of what would affect a demon affect him?
Okay, that's fair. But let me say these two things on aliens and demons, and try to follow my train of thought here. One, demons come from the lake of fire, right? So water would be damaging to them. And two, if you saw signs,
Oh God.
what's it,
I
Max?
knew you were gonna do this. I knew you were gonna do this. Scott. Scott, did I lose you? Hello?
Yes.
Lose you?
Uh,
Damn it, you're still
that's the worst thing. Worst thing to reach out to the other one and they're still there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm super glad that you told this story about the green children, and we're able to relate it back to the Mandalorian and Signs from M. Night Shyamalan.
What's funny, and it really kind of just happened the other day. I was listening to someone talking about skin color and like race and all these things, and they were talking about their own children, how they fed them like carrots, like all the time. They were eating carrots, no, or oranges. They were eating oranges all the time, and they said that their skin color became a kind of an orange color, and they went to the doctor like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, what are you feeding these children? They're like, well, they eat a lot of oranges. And they're like, well, stop feeding them all these oranges. That's what's making their skin color. So apparently, according to this person, what you eat can affect your pallor.
I've heard that before about a guy who was the eight back in the day, and something about the carrot juice in it, like just it was so immense that eventually, like he had an extremely orange pigment to his skin, like Trumpian.
Ooh. So I guess what I'm saying there is like these green children appeared and they only ate these like green beans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would only eat these raw green beans, which would be like heavily like chlorophyll pigment. So maybe that's where their green pallor came from, and maybe it's not an alien story. Maybe it's a child protective services story.
Like somebody dropped Mowgli off in the jungle with his sister, and they just were like, "Hey, we should only eat these beans." Well, therein draws an interesting question: who would have led them to the understanding that that one bean was the edible bean? is just something they decided that's the one thing we're going to eat. Like, it seems like somebody would have had to tell them that. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't just draw the conclusion that this is the one edible thing and stick to it. So there's more to it than that.
Yeah, and the article that you're looking at there, they don't talk about this, but in other articles I've read on the subject, the children, once they were able to communicate and speak a language that other people could understand, they said that they came from this long cave, and like where they're from was like much more colorful and like looked different.
Hmm.
So that's kind of interesting, right? Like that's why is that thing, you know?
Yeah, that's weird. And I'll tell you, if that happened right now, like in this day and age, they'd just be like, okay, somebody wandered away from the fish show. And that hasn't been happening for the past 3 years. They've just been in an acid hole living in a cave out there.
Yeah. They're an asshole living in a cave out there. I hear you. So some technical issues here. I'm pretty sure you call these children assholes living in caves.
I'm pretty sure Coppice had to have referred to a bunch of hippie as green children before, at least once.
Oh, that's probably true. Okay. Anyway, guys, we wanted to start off with kind of a light one for the first one. We're going to get into some really kind of scary stuff toward the end of the month, but we're going to keep these interesting, and hopefully these are some of these stories you've never heard before. And if there are stories that you have heard and you want to comment or tell us more about them or tell them your thoughts on them, man, drop those comments below. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, and tell us whether or not you enjoy listening to us prattle on, or if we should stay more on topic or stay less on topic. Just let us know what you think.
If you're really enjoying it, let us know. And if you just can't stand listening to us, lie to us.
No, please let us know. Please let us know.
Yeah, let us know that it's Matt's fault.
That's fine. I'll take that, but I want to know.
Okay, I will be the first commenter.
Well, it's like 30 comments on here from Scott of how to say words better, how to present myself better, and how to know when not to talk so he can be heard.
That's fair. Guys, we're gonna get out of here. Catch us around afternoon to catch the first episode of We're Not Alone.
Also, guys, we'll be going to the Haunted Chicken House tomorrow night, and we'll be doing a live from there tomorrow night as well.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, guys. Have a rotten morning.
And stay rotten, guys.